I just want to sort of tack on, like, we've been sort of, over the past year, we've been very much more opportunity based than strategy based. We had a strategy to service most of the, not just lacrosse, but most leagues in town with the renovation of the Peggy Hannon Rizza project several months ago. Now, I'm not saying that project would be complete in time for the beginning of their season, but at least I would say, have been kicked off to elevate the competitive atmosphere for all our different leagues, including lacrosse. Because Mr. Burrow's statistics hold true. Lacrosse is probably the fastest growing sport in the United States. And the Peggy Hannon Rizza project would actually not just raise lacrosse, but raise all boats in terms of Pop Warner, softball, soccer, amongst other fields. And the reason I think we're discussing this today is sort of a stopgap, that we wouldn't even be worried about this small patch of field that actually lacrosse spent, I think, roughly $200,000 of the league's money trying to get serviceable for their competitions. But ultimately, I'm not the expert, Danny is. So ultimately, this doesn't solve it. And if we had passed that, if we had just merely gotten out of the way of the PHR project back in the fall and it had passed, which I was confident that it would have, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. And I fear that pursuing this minor purchase is sort of like buying a car when you're in the process of buying a house. It throws you off the goal. And whereas we've found sort of a utilization of the Mason Hall almost by luck, and a good luck in terms of the housing the food pantry, we've also invested in the Steiner Mill property, which we don't have a defined use for, but it has multiple uses. This particular parcel, amongst of the other over almost 2,000 acres the town owns in town, is only really suitable for one defined purpose, and that is an athletic field. Versus investing in the Peggy Hannon Rizza Complex would have served tens of thousands of people and of uses, not just sports, but other things. So while as I'm always looking for different ways we can actually produce something for the residents in town, I don't think expending dollars, especially dollars we don't have currently identified and easy to ask for, readily available, this is a prudent use of the town manager's time in the midst of our budget season, in the midst of other things we're trying to do, like the full renovation of the Mason Hall so it could be more utilized by multiple places, like really mapping out what's going to happen with the Steiner Mill property amongst the Vining, amongst the Ditson, which are also field-based places that we can enhance athletic competition amongst other uses in town. We need to take care of what we own now better before we take on another project, in my opinion. So I get why we're doing this. I get this conversation. I do wish we had prioritized making investments 6 months ago instead of now.